Good morning and welcome to our children's sermon for today. In today's passage, Dr. Mosser was talking about the power of prayer. And Paul and Silas, they find themselves in prison in this story. And so around midnight, they begin to pray. They begin to sing songs to God. And all the other prisoners were listening to them. Then suddenly there is a tremendous earthquake. Ready? It's an earthquake! Okay, that shook the prison so hard that the doors flew open and everyone's chains came loose. The earthquake woke the jailer. His bed bumped and rolled, and the whole room was moving. The noise of wood cracking and chains rattling roared throughout the room. Finally, after what seemed like forever, the shaking stopped. The jailer was certain that all of the prisoners, including Paul and Silas, had escaped. He listened, but he heard nothing. And that was a problem. The prisoners would have surely escaped. They had been put in prison for telling others about Jesus. The silence meant one thing: they escaped. And if the prisoners had escaped, the jailer would have been killed for not doing his job the right way. So the jailer looked, and he saw the doors of the prison flung wide open. He heard a voice telling him that the prisoners were all still there. He couldn't believe it. Everywhere he looked, he saw prisoners who could have escaped, but instead stayed in their cells. Paul and Silas hadn't escaped either. They didn't deserve to be in prison, but they didn't try to run away. The jailer saw how strong and faithful they were and fell on his knees in front of them. He knew they must have an important message. "Tell me about Jesus," he said. "What should I do to be saved?" That night, the jailer and his whole family believed in Jesus. And as soon as the jailer realized what had happened, he asked Paul and Silas to help him follow Jesus. He didn't wait another minute. He didn't waste time. He immediately decided to follow Jesus. He knew that Paul and Silas were showing and telling others about Jesus, and he believed. So this week, I want you to think about the story of Paul and Silas and how the jailer became a follower of Jesus. Pray with me. Chain breaker, remove the chains from us and set us free. Free to follow Jesus. Free to show and tell the world how much you love each one of us. Amen. I'll see you guys next week.